this isn't about free speech. These people are breaking the law. We also saw those horrific demonstrations that played out at Columbia University and universities across America. How does it make you feel knowing that people like Mahmoud Khalil could possibly be deported?
I mean, look, I think it's great. If you're anti-American and anti-America, and you're coming into our country on a visa, on a green card, there are rules, there are laws to abide by. I mean, there's laws for us even as American citizens. If you break them and if you hate this country, why are you here in the first place? So I mean, listen, we need to get tougher on immigration laws, in my opinion, and we are with this administration. And I think it's sending a strong message to those who are going to try and come over here and do what some of these protesters are doing. They are breaking the law, period. So if they're not being abiding citizens, why are we keeping them in our country? What other country would allow this?
Yeah.
I mean, really, what other country? I mean, gosh, if they did this in China, if they did this in Australia, I mean, what other country would really allow this? Maybe Canada? I mean, anything goes there.
I want to turn our attention back to the White House. Irish UFC fighter Conor McGregor has visited the White House where he met with Donald Trump, and he was there for St. Patrick's Day, and he insisted that his country is at the cusp of losing its Irishness due to the rise of illegal immigration. He says he wants to learn from Donald Trump's inspiring work ethic. Take a listen.
Our government has long since abandoned the voices of the people of Ireland. And it's high time that America is made aware of what is going on in Ireland. What is going on in Ireland is a travesty. Our government is the government of zero action with zero accountability. You know, our money is being spent on overseas issues that has nothing to do with the Irish people. The illegal immigration racket is running ravage on the country. Irish Americans, as I said, need to hear this, because if not, there will be no place to come home and visit.
Interesting, we're seeing people right around the world watching Donald Trump's handling of immigration, seeing him and his administration be so strong on the issue, and they want this for their own countries, especially places like Ireland that's grappling with a surge in immigration, which has led to a housing crisis and increased social tensions. What did you make of those comments from Conor McGregor?
I mean, look, I was actually quite pleasantly surprised by everything he was saying. I thought he did an exceptional job of everything he was saying. I think he is the best fighter in the world, and I think he has real potential into going into politics in his country one day. He said it beautifully. I mean, and he's absolutely right, in my opinion. You know, there's obviously a lot of anti-Semitism happening there that we're seeing as well. And I think that everything he said couldn't be more true.
Look, finally, I need to speak to you about what some Democrats are up to. Some of them are taking up podcasting. Former First Lady Michelle Obama has launched a podcast with her brother, Craig Robinson, titled IMO, and it's not off to a strong start. She's reached 37,000 subscribers, which is not a lot. I'm actually surprised the number is that low. Of course, we'll wait and see where it goes, but this is just a taste of one of the episodes.
On television.
Playing and doing a text like, you know, she's not gonna be good. Like she doesn't need this right now, you know?
Right. You know what's so horrible about that is guys will be like, damn.
Yeah.
That's it.
Not a crisis. Obviously not a crisis.
Sorry.
Or the dog emoji.
Dude, I didn't know you had a dog.
Yeah, what? Where'd you get a dog?
Okay. We are bad.
Yeah, it's not something I really want to listen to. I've been looking at the reaction online and it's pretty brutal. People describing it as painful, awful. How are people in the US responding?
I mean, I think the proof is in the pudding in terms of, I think their first podcast, there was only 30,000 subscribers, and now it's jumped up to 37,000. So, I mean, I think that says it all. I'm surprised as well. You know, although I didn't agree with President Obama's policies and ideologies, I did think that he is one of the best speakers, I will say. And I have always thought that the two of them were good role models as a married couple. And so I did think that her podcast would do a little bit better, but clearly it's I mean, look, the proof is in the pudding with the numbers. I listen. If you go too woke, you're gonna go broke. It's that whole saying. Like, it's just, I think people are just fed up, and I'm not really sure why mainstream media, legacy media, left-wing media, and this particular podcast and other podcasts that aren't doing that well, when they go so far left and they talk about these subjects, people don't want to hear it anymore. I mean, this is why I think the majority of our country, the popular and electoral, voted for Trump. So
absolutely.
lose money.
Well, California Governor Gavin Newsom may have realised that if you go too woke, you go broke. Even though he's going against his history, he's kind of pretending to be a bit more centre than he is with his own podcast. He's now, as he's doing this though, getting the Liberals offside. Data shows that favourability from Liberals have declined from 46% to 30%. Now, some Republicans also view him as insincere. Many are calling him fake and have accused him of really pandering to his guests. What do you make of this podcast from Gavin Newsom? He clearly is wanting to be president and he's trying to rebrand himself here. But it's quite frustrating. There's still so much work to do as California is recovering from the fire disaster from earlier in the year. And here he is launching a podcast, not really speaking about those issues.
Right. Yeah. And as you know, I was born and raised in California. I have seen firsthand the decline that he has unfortunately done to our state, even prior to the fires. I think post fires, he has lost so many people, and rightfully so. There's been so much mismanagement in that state. I think that Gavin Newsom equals a used car salesman. That's what, no offense to used car salesmen, but that's what he reminds me of, just kind of the inauthentic ways about him. So now he's losing the left and he's lost the right. I don't know how he's going to recover from this. I do not think he's going to have a presidential run in the future. I really, I don't see much of a future for him politically. That's I never would have said that. But that's where I'm at now with him. I think he's losing a lot of trust, and he has lost a lot of trust on both sides.
Absolutely. Independent journalist Brittney Hopper, thank you so much for joining us on Power Hour. So great to speak with you.
Thank you.